Hey there, bookkeeper besties. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a client text you at 9 o'clock at night with a question that could have waited until the next morning? Or maybe you found yourself agreeing to a last minute meeting that completely threw off your entire day. If you're nodding along right now, I get it. We've all been there. Setting boundaries with clients can feel like walking a tightrope, but trust me, it's a game changer for your sanity and your business. That's what we're diving into today: how to set and hold client boundaries like a pro. Hey there, bookkeepers. Welcome to the Rescue My Bookkeeping Business podcast, your go to resource for building a thriving and successful bookkeeping business. I'm Stephanie, your host and bookkeeper business bestie, here to guide you every step of the way. Each week, we'll dive into actionable tips, industry insights, real world advice, and inspiring stories designed to help you work smarter, grow faster, and achieve the freedom and success you've been working toward. We'll have incredible guest interviews to help you take your bookkeeping business to the next level. Let's turn your big vision into your reality. It all starts here. All right, let's get into it. So today we're tackling one of the toughest lessons for many bookkeepers, and honestly, for most entrepreneurs too. We're talking all about boundaries. Here's the thing. Boundaries aren't just about protecting your time. They're also about creating a healthy and professional relationship with your clients. It's about setting the tone for how you want to work and ensuring your business aligns with your life goals. So let's start with why boundaries are so important. Have you ever noticed that when you let clients cross the boundaries, you end up feeling resentful or burnout? That's because those little compromises you make add up over time. And here's the kicker. When we don't set boundaries, we're actually unintentionally teaching our clients how to treat us. But the good news is we can always reset those expectations. And I'm breaking all of that down for you today in 5 easy steps. So step 1, define your boundaries. Before you can even communicate your boundaries to your clients, you need to get super clear on them yourself. So ask yourself a few questions. 1, what are your actual working hours? What hours do you want to be working and communicating with your clients? And when are you not available? Also, how do you want clients to contact you? Spoiler alert here. Text messages all hours of the night probably isn't the right move, right? So how do you want them to contact you? Do you want them to email you, text you, call you, or maybe do like we do and use a client portal? Also, what is going to be your policy for last minute requests or rush jobs? Are you going to charge extra? Are you going to make it a mandatory lead time? Think of the things that are going to affect your life. Now, take a moment, write all these down, and remember, this is about what works for you and your business. It's your business, so it's your rules. Let me share a quick example from my own experience. So early in my business, I thought being available 24/7 would make me seem more professional and client focused. Well, spoiler alert again, it didn't. Instead, I found myself constantly stressed and unable to fully focus on my work during the day because I was exhausted from responding to messages at all hours. Once I set clear expectations and boundaries, not only did my stress decrease, but my clients respected me more for it. I now have set office hours and respond to my client via our client portal inside the Keeper app. Now, moving into step 2, communicate early and often. So once you define your boundaries, the next step is communicating them to your clients, ideally before they even become clients. For example, include your work hours and communication preferences in your onboarding process. When you send your welcome packet or contract, clearly outline these expectations. And here's another tip. Frame it as a benefit to them. For instance, you could say, to give your business my full attention during working hours, I've set aside dedicated communication and meeting times. This ensures I can deliver my best work without distractions. Sounds much better than I only work Tuesday through Thursday, right? So I also add this in my email signature and my autoresponder. If you want a copy, just send me an email to podcast@rescuemybookkeepingbusiness.com with the subject line boundaries to get my email signature and autoresponder. This not only enforces the boundary with your client, but it can also save you from feeling the pressure to respond immediately. And while you're at it, close that email browser. You only need it open during these hours of response time. Step 3. Hold the line kindly but firmly. Now, here's the tricky part. Sticking to the boundaries you've set, because let's face it, there will always be a client who pushes the limits, not out of spite, but because maybe they just don't know any better. When this happens, it's important to address it calmly. Let's say a client texts you at 9 p.m. You can respond the next morning with something like, "Hi, John. I saw your message and wanted to get back to you during my office hours. Moving forward, please remember my working hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for understanding." You're reinforcing the boundary without being confrontational. It's a win-win. Moving into step 4, be flexible, but not a doormat. Now, I get it. Sometimes things happen, right? A client does have an emergency, or you need to make a one-time exception. That's totally fine as long as you're clear that it's an exception to the rule, not the norm. A simple, I usually don't take calls outside my office hours, but I can make this work today can go a long way in maintaining boundaries while being helpful. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your boundaries. It means adapting to situations thoughtfully. Just make sure you're not overextending yourself on a regular basis. Now, the final step, step 5, review and adjust as needed. We all know boundaries aren't set in stone. As your business grows and your needs change, your boundaries might need some fine-tuning too. For instance, if you've started offering new services or hire a team, you'll want to revisit how you structure your time and communication policies. Periodically reviewing your boundaries ensures they're still working for you and your clients. So remember, boundaries are not about being rigid or difficult. They're about respecting yourself and your clients. When you have clear boundaries, you're creating a framework for mutual respect and long-term success. Setting boundaries might feel uncomfortable at first, but over time it becomes second nature and you'll thank yourself for it. If this is an area where you struggle, you're not alone. I'd love to hear from you. What's one boundary you want to work on setting? Send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram, or drop a comment over in our Facebook community. And if you're looking for more support, check out our coaching programs over on our website. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Rescue My Bookkeeping Business. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to me. Until next time, keep thriving, Bookkeeper Besties.